Operates with a crew of about 17. There are 4 guys, a NATO airborne early warning force operating out of, I think it's out of Gardenkirchen in Germany. So have a good look at the Sentry, the E3Ds coming into land. So you'll be able to see the in-flight refueling probe in the front, just above the cockpit area. Nice and quiet engines as opposed to some of the older jet engines that used to be pretty noisy, as you will notice when the Vulcan flies later on. So it's sort of a little bit user-friendly as far as the people who live around Waddington is concerned, I suppose.
Not landing this time? No.
So you won't get the chance to have a really good close look at this because he's arriving now with 1 flight pass, that's the plan in any case, and then he'll be departing, so make the most of this flight pass.
The home of the Apaches. Nigel's flying a Yak-52, which is a Russian military trainer. These aircraft are Cold War aircraft, and they first flew in 1976. This particular model here today, Juliet Bravo, she was built in 1987, and these aircraft are still made today by Aerostar in Romania. So he's just positioned his aircraft in now, and he should pull up for a nice big loop. There he goes. And if you're sitting in there in the back of the loop, and you look up through your cockpit, you see the ground, and it's really strange feeling. You're sitting there and you just have your straps holding you in place. And they've had several other aircraft come from that, and today now you see the Yak-52. For the technical people among you, it's an all-metal aircraft except for the fabric-covered control surfaces. Today, you'll see that they still turn to the left. The Yak, because of the propeller turning to the left, actually still turns to the right. He's now doing something for you called a humpity bump. And so he'll show you another one. You see, he pushes the aircraft up to the vertical and then pushes it over the top, gives you a little bit of weightlessness and comes back down the other side. If you want to know what that feels like, think about a great big roller coaster and slowly rolls his aircraft around. Nigel's been flying now since 1985. He's going to bring the aircraft back into the centre of the display and show you a stall turn again. So you see he's pulling the aircraft up to the vertical, turns it round so you can see it just about with the sun. And just as the speed bleeds off, kicks the rudder in and comes back down again. So you see he's running at the crowd and then pulls it up. If you have got your binoculars with you today, or your cameras, you can actually see the name of our sponsors on our aircraft. We are sponsored by Attitude Inc. And if you want to...
Such a magnificently flown display sequence, because, you know, you have got to put all these things together. And
just 90 degrees, coming out of my turn, now. 180 left, turning left.
Look at that stack. Ladies and gentlemen, give them an applause. What a beautiful stack.
180 and
average of these instructors you'll see coming in today is about 10 years in the Royal Air Force.
In the upwind, coming out of my turn, now. Going to be having sort of dedicated to you. 90 right onto the downwind leg, turning right, now. Just outside the cloud line, lads. Going down past the yellow cross, between the tents and the crosses.
So ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present the team as they land. First of all, we have Flight Sergeant Wayne Clayton from Elvington in Kent, the team coach. Sergeant Brian Wright from Middlesbrough. Sergeant Matt Thomas from Stockton-on-Tees in Cleveland. Sergeant Martin Peace from Liverpool. Sergeant Neil Flanagan from Burnley in Lancashire. Sergeant James Bruce, the youngest member of our team, from Portsmouth. Sergeant Mark Clayton from Norwich in Norfolk. Sergeant John Parkhurst from Gainsborough in Lincolnshire. Sergeant Gary Nicholson from Consett in County Durham. Corporal Carl Harris from Mansfield. Flight Lieutenant Michael Birch, the officer commanding the Royal Air Force from Bradford in Yorkshire.
She's also been operational flying the Tornado GR4. Then fly that at RAF Lossiemouth. Then she was posted to 31 Squadron based at Marham, and she's completed tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. It's an amazing aeroplane, this.
We increased the height to 250 feet. So this is pretty much a core skill, but obviously a little bit lower than we would normally do.
The team represents the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, that was formed in... They're going to twist round the top of that loop, so in fact this is called a quarter clover. The team used to operate out of the main international airport. I'm on Marka International Airport near the capital Jordan. They now actually operate out of Aqaba, which is down in the south by the Gulf of Aqaba, or the Gulf of Eilat, depending whether you're living in Israel or in Jordan. Again, that nice twisting manoeuvre as you see them coming over the top there of a barrel roll. Now they've been flying basically in box formation. In other words, you've got the front aircraft flying slightly behind the leader with the rear aircraft in line astern. You can see they've now changed. The wingmen have moved forward into a T formation. Quite technically difficult. And during these manoeuvres, the guys are pulling somewhere between plus 4G and minus 3. That's pushing. And that's what they're doing at the moment. You see the aircraft are inverted, and as you push up, instead of being pushed to the back of your seat, you're being pushed out of the strap as if you were trying to be thrown out of the aeroplane. That's the negative G. Now, Paul's coming back on again. We're now back into positive G. And back into box formation, as you can see. Combination. It's a combined Jordanian Air Force and the Royal Jordanian flag carrying company. His left hand side is Major Abdel. He joined the Jordanian Air Force in '93. And again, he's a fighter pilot. He's got nearly 2,000 hours. He's also a fighter weapons instructor. For the Hashemite break. Sort of 500-600 miles an hour. timing here is of the essence. 3 aircraft to your right, you see have completed their loop. Solo, a little bit of a wider loop out on the left is a roll or a slow roll in box formation. Going on to the Royal Navy Merlin helicopter. I say it's a big helicopter, overall length 75 feet, so say a huge rotor diameter, nearly the size of a cricket pitch. Just turning away from us at the moment, you'll see that the helicopter will climb up to about 500 feet into the hover. You'll then do, they call it a nose down. It's 40 degrees nose down. For a big helicopter, it looks quite staggering because suddenly this thing appears as if it's just nose down towards the ground. But he'll bring it round in front of you and pull up to the right and then to the left for wing over. But just watch this big bit of kit coming down now and going off to the right for his first wing over. Climbed up there to about 15 feet. Quick turn, just look at the helicopter. The flexibility of a Merlin is quite useful. It basically can have all sorts of modular roll kits put on, and these can be added or taken out at unit level. So it can carry out a diversity of tasks: search and rescue, peacekeeping, logistics support, maritime surveillance, disaster relief, and troop transport. So very, very versatile, designed self-support. Operate by day or by night using night vision goggles. So sort of a quick round of applause for Bob Middleton, who you can now see hanging underneath the helicopter.
can I just remind you that in Hangar 4 there's lots of things going on because we've got a show at a show. And Miss England, Jessica Linley, will be there for most of the day if you want to go over and see her. You'll also be able to